Today I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you guys how to make this really cool Mini Starburst Friendship Bracelet, and I just thought it was a really nice bracelet. And the reason why this one is kind of dirty and gray instead of white for the background is because I gave this one to my mom and she wore it for a pretty long time and it got pretty dirty, and yeah, I forgot to wash it, so I'm probably going to be washing this soon. But anyways, yeah, let's get into the tutorial. So for this pattern, I cut my strings to be about 1 meter long, but if you're going to be doing a loop, you're going to need to cut each string 2 meters long, and then you're going to be doubling them over in order to make 16 strings and to make 1 meter of each string. And so today, I cut 4 strings of my first color, which is black. As you can see, it's going to be the first color of the sort of triangles and the starburst on the very outside. And then your second color, I cut 2, and that is going to be the darker pink right here on the both sides of the starburst, and on the second color for the triangle, I cut 2 strings of my third color, which is going to be the cross in the very center, as you can see right here. I cut 2 of my fourth color, which is the blue here, the second color from the top. And then I cut 6 strings of my background color, which is the white in this one. And your strings are going to be ordered 1, meaning first color, 2, which is the second, 3, 4, 1, 5, 5, 5. And the same applies on the other side. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 5, and 5. Also, if you guys are wondering how I got this loop right here, I actually have a tutorial on that. It was my last video, in fact. And I did the tutorial on this particular pattern, and I did this exact loop in the tutorial. So if you guys would like to check that out, I'll leave that up there in the corner and in the description. And yeah, so now it's time to actually teach you guys the segment knotting. But of course, you guys can start this bracelet however you want. Okay, so for this first step of this pattern, you're going to be starting on the right side, or of course any side that you want, because for me, I'm doing the right because I'm right-handed and it's just easier for me. But yeah, so you're just going to be taking your outermost right string and doing 4 backward knots onto the 4 strings to the left of it in order to make a sort of slanted downward candy stripe shape. Next, just take your outermost right string, except it's the next one after you have just finished the first 4 knots. With that string, you're going to be doing a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then you're going to take the same string that you've been knotting with, and you're going to be doing a backward forward knot onto the string to the left of it. And after you have that, just finish it off with a forward knot so it becomes the outermost right string again. And you're going to be doing this with the same pink string you have been knotting with this entire second half. And then for our next step here, you're going to be taking the 4th from outermost right string, and you're going to be doing 3 forward knots onto the 3 strings to the right of it. And then after you have that, you're going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side. So just take the outermost left string and do 4 forward knots into the 4 strings to the right of it. Then take the outermost left string once again and do 1 forward knot, and then you're going to be doing a forward backward knot onto the 3rd string from the left side. Just do the forward knot first and then continue on with the forward backward knot. And then after that, just continue this second color that you have here going on and do 1 backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then to close up this triangle, just take the 4th string from the left side and do 3 backward knots into the 3 strings to the left of it. And now that we have our two triangles on either side all closed up, we'll start on the actual starburst part of the pattern. So for that, take the 6th color from the outermost left side and do 5 backward knots onto the 5 strings to the left of it. And after you have that, just do the exact same thing on the other side, since this is a mirrored pattern. So take the 6th color from the right side and do 5 forward knots onto the 5 strings to the right of it. And after you have that, just take the new 6th strand from the left side and do 2 forward knots onto the 2 strings to the right of it, so it'll be in the center. And then do the exact same thing on the other side by taking the 6th strand from the right side and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it in order for it to reach the center. Whereas you will do a knot between the 2 center strings to complete the chevron. Next, take the new 6th strand from the left side and do 3 forward knots onto the 3 strings to the left of it. And then do the exact same thing on the other side, since this is mirrored again, by taking the 6th strand from the right side and do 3 forward knots onto the 3 strings to the right of it. And then do the chevron with the 6th strand on either side, which for me is going to be the blue color, and is your 4th color. So just do the 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it with your 6th strand from the right side again, and make sure it reaches the middle side. Whereas you'll go to the other side, do the exact same thing, and then you'll tie both of them together in order to create the chevron. Then take the next 6th string from the outermost right side and do 1 forward knot onto the string to the right of it. Then on the next side, do the exact same thing by taking the 6th string from the left side and do a backward knot. Now take the string that you've just knotted onto and do 2 forward knots into the 2 strings to the right of it in order for it to reach the center. Then do the exact same thing on the other side with the 6th from outermost right string that you just knotted onto, and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it. And then once you have that, just tie the 2 center strings together that you've just knotted with by doing any knot you want. And then take the 4th strand from the right side, pick it up, and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it. And still knotting with this string, you'll take the string to the left of it and do a backward forward knot. Next, take the 2nd string from the right side and do 3 backward knots onto the 3 strings to the right of it. Then just take the outermost right string and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it. Then just take the 2nd from outermost right string and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then move to the left side. We're going to be taking the 4th from outermost left side, and you're going to be doing 2 forward knots onto the 2 strings to the right of it. Take that same string and do a forward backward knot onto the string to the right of it. Then take the 2nd from outermost left string and do 3 forward knots. Then take the outermost left string and do 2 forward knots into the 2 strings to the right of it. 2nd string from the outermost left side and do 1 backward knot. Then take the 3rd from outermost left string and do 3 backward knots to the 3 strings to the right of it. Then pick up the 6th strand from the outermost left side and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it. Then take the center left string and do 2 backward knots onto the 2 strings to the left of it. And then do the exact same thing on the right side with the 4th from outermost right string by just doing 2 forward knots onto the 2 strings to the right of it. And then take the 5th from outermost right string and do 2 forward knots onto the 2 strings to the right of it. And then by taking the right string from the center and doing 2 forward knots to the 2 strings to the right of it, we'll finish the first 3/4 of this pattern. Then take the 5th strand from the right side and do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then do the exact same thing on the other side with the 5th strand from the left side and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. Then take the center 2 strings, which for me is my 4th color, and do a knot in between them to tie them together. Then do 2 backward knots with the left from center string. Then do the exact same thing on the other side by taking the right center string and doing 2 forward knots into the 2 strings to the right of it. And then take your 3rd from outermost left string and do 3 forward knots into the 3 strings to the right of it. And then take the middle 2 strands and tie them together with any knot you would like. And then take the left center string and do 2 backward knots into the 2 strings to the left of it. And then take the right center string and do 2 forward knots into the 2 strings to the right of it. Tie the 2 white center strings together. Then take each center string and do a forward knot with the right string and a backward knot with the left string. Then tie the 2 center strings together. And then to finish off this pattern, do a simple chevron by taking the 2 outermost right and left strings and bringing them inside. So there we go. You have completed one simple mini starburst, I guess. And just continue what we have done from when we first started out all the way till this point, and do this as many times as you need until it fits your wrist or becomes the size that you prefer for it to be. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys learned something from this. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you guys would like to see some more content from me, like more tutorials in the future of some really cool patterns, monthly wrap-ups, specials, and more fun videos which are not with me's and even more. And yeah, so thanks so much again for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!